Before we begin for today, I would like to thank everyone for being patient, because I haven't uploaded a lot lately, I know that, and not a single person has pestered me as to when the next video is going to be out. So, yeah, thank you everyone. I hope that means I've banned enough people that I've gotten rid of all the noobs, though somehow I doubt it. Somehow I get the impression someone is going to ruin it by first commenting, and I'm going to be forced to block him too. But, oh well, I'm used to doing it anyway. So, okay, this is Route 203, and now that Barry's out of the way, there are a lot of trainers for us to fight here. And I know I promised a rant about the black and white starters eventually, and I think this is the right place to do it before we're too far into the LP and everyone loses interest in that. So, here we go. How do I put it? Well, I think the intention that many people seem to have of ditching their starter once they get black and white is pretty telling of how unpopular they are. I have never seen a series of starters get this much hate, and for varied reasons too. It's not like there's only one reason. One reason would obviously be the unoriginal typings. We already had Mono Grass twice, Fire Fighting twice, and Mono Water twice. And I think it was Satoshi Tajiri who said in an interview a few weeks before the game came out that they really wanted to surprise everyone with those starters. And I think, well, he did surprise us, because nobody expected those typings. Unfortunately, that's not a surprise in the positive meaning of the term, sadly. Typings aren't everything. It's true that they look fairly unimpressive. I mean, especially the final forms, and especially Daikenki. I mean, look at Futachimaru. It looks like it's just saying, look at me, I'm going to evolve into something awesome, like some sort of samurai otter with swords or something like that. And that's sort of what we were promised, actually, in that interview I mentioned earlier. And what do we get? This. And in battle, I'm sorry, but it doesn't look all that interesting either. Looking at its move pool, I'd say it's like a Sea King with better stats, but no electric immunity, because now Sea King has an electric immunity thanks to the new and improved Lightning Rod, which Sea King picks up via the Dream World. And as for Embor, the bar was already set pretty high, because Infernape was perfection incarnate when it comes to fire-type sweepers, and Blaziken now has speed boost. So what does Embor have to offer? Not much. Very high HP, but not too much in defenses to back it up. It's got very good offensive stats, but no speed whatsoever. Only base 65, I think. But yeah, it really seems like it can't really do anything well. It can't seem to decide whether it wants to defend or attack. Just, for example, you could switch the HP and the speed and you'd get something amazing. But here, it's just something that tries to do everything, but doesn't do everything that well. Because, well, there's one strong point, though, to be fair, and it's the Dream World ability, which is Reckless, which improves the power of recoil moves, jump kick, and high jump kick, even though Embor doesn't get jump kick or high jump kick. It improves those moves by 20%. So it's got Flare Blitz, it's also got Head Smash for some reason, and for an even weirder reason, it's also got Wild Bolt. But of course, no high jump kick. It doesn't look like the type of Pokemon that would know high jump kick to begin with. But yeah, since the fact that its strong point is its Dream World ability, then that means that, as a starter, it's not really worth it. And oh yeah, that trainer! I got a gym badge from the gym leader in Oreburgh. Well, this trainer in Diamond and Pearl, she had a few Pokemon that would completely get obliterated by a Rogue, such as, for example, a Starly and other stuff that I'm forgetting, but they changed it in Platinum so that her lineup would actually match what she's saying, and now she's got a level 8 Psyduck. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think a level 8 Psyduck can be a level 12 Geodude. level 12, level 14 Onyx, I think. Whatever the level is, I'm not sure. And there's also a Cranidos in there. I don't think a level 8 Psyduck is enough, but it's still going to do more good than something like a Starly, for example. So that was your random tidbit of the day, and I still had one more starter left to cover, which is perhaps the most interesting because of one basic quirk that I'm going to get into further, but Jaroda. As a starter, once again, it's not really that good because its move pool is literally nothing but normal and grass, and it only really works, well, it would never work competitively, but in-game, it would only work if you were extremely good at that. Sort of like, for example, Doradia. I've seen a lot of people intending on using it, and I am planning on using a Doradia in my game as well, but as far as Jaroda is concerned, once again, stat spread, not so good. It's got defenses, but not really enough to survive much. It's got lots of speed, but not quite as much as Sceptile, and it doesn't have much attack power at all. So basically, at first glance, it's a failed Sceptile. And as a starter, it is a failed Sceptile. Well, except for the fact that they improved the Giga Drain to 75 power now, so it fares better in that department than Sceptile did in Generation 3, but still, its big thing, once again, is its Dream World ability, Perversity. It's the only reason why you would ever want to use Jaroda. And it's either because of a programming oversight, or more likely, it's just one of Gonad's brilliant ideas. And let me explain. Perversity, what it's supposed to do. Now, I'm going to cut this right now because we're done with Route 203 and we're entering Oreburgh Gate, and what does he want? Anyway, Oreburgh Gate is a simple tunnel which goes from Route 203 to Oreburgh City, and you see that path that goes up at the top of the screen? Well, you can go there once you got a Rock Smash, and oh, speaking of Rock Smash, I think this is what he's going to give to me, yep! HM06 is Rock Smash, so once I'm done with this piece of dialogue, I'm going to give it to my awesome Bidoof, and by the way, people have been comparing it to Steve from Chugga Conroy's Pikmin LP, but seriously, Bidoof is just so much better than Steve. Steve didn't make that Wollywog corpse budge by a single inch, whereas Bidoof actually did something. Thank you. So now, I'm gonna give it Rock Smash. And, oh, Turtwig can learn it too, but I'm not going to give it that, because if I teach it Rock Smash, then I'm not going to be able to remove it from it until, I think it's Canalave City, I think, where the move deleter is, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. So that little path that I'm showing you that goes up, there are Rock Smash rocks that block your way, and once you are able to smash rocks using the gym badge from Oreburgh, you can go down into the basement and get some pretty nifty items there. But first, we gotta get through this place and get to Oreburgh to get the badge, so we still got a few more trainers to go. Actually, I didn't remember there were trainers in there, but there are, so there we go. So, as I was about to say, Perversity, for which Jaroda, Shuckle, and Spinda have, though Shuckle and Spinda have no use for it, unlike Jaroda, what Perversity does is that it takes stat drops and it makes them into stat increases instead. Now you may think, well, it's just like something like Clear Body, it's only something to prevent Intimidate from working or stuff like that, but no. As I was saying, it's probably one of Gonad's brilliant ideas. The idea is that it works even on self-inflicted stat drops. And let me spell it for you. That means Jaroda's Leaf Storm has 140 power, 90 accuracy, and raises special attack by 2 stages. I am really looking forward to seeing how this thing is going to be tiered, because we're about to answer one of the all-time greatest existential questions about Pokémon. how can an otherwise lackluster Pokemon survive with a very, very cheap move, the cheapest in the game by far, and pretty much nothing else? Smogon suggests maybe increasing its lifespan with the Subseed strategy, but usually you'll just want to go with Leaf Storm and increase your special attack. Maybe go with Giga Drain once it's maxed to increase your survivability. I don't know how it's going to be played, but it's going to be very interesting to see. It's probably not going to be Uber because, as I said, it doesn't have much type coverage. Personally, I think, okay, now... Oh, I think I get it. He's gonna take me to the gym, right? Yeah, exactly. So just to finish what I was about to say, the way I would play Jaroda personally is with choice specs and then just spam Leaf Storm all the way through. This is the way I'd favor it. And Barry's in front of the gym, and okay, he just set the record straight. He's not going to be fighting us for quite a while. I think the next fight is in Hardhome, which is where the third gym is. And yeah, he's pretty impressed with Rogue because he's got nothing but his unevolved Fire Monkey. And okay, yeah, as he's telling us, we need to go to the mine in order to find the gym leader, and Barry's gonna block our path into the gym until we find Rogue into the mine. The mine is a small dungeon that's south of Oreburgh, and it's not very difficult. There are a few trainers there, I think, but we can find Rogue there, and after that we can challenge him at his gym. I wonder if I'm gonna have a Grotle by the time I fight Rogue. And as for Oreburgh City itself, it's a mining town, and let me tell you, the first time I played Diamond, I got here and I saw how good this city looked with all the mining equipment and stuff, and I thought to myself, am I still playing a Pokemon game? Yes, players, this is the point. Oh wow, a Dusk Ball! Well, that is a very incredible gift. Too bad I can't do much with exactly one Dusk Ball. However, let me tell you this right now. The Dusk Ball is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the best all-around ball in the series. Not even the Master Ball really compares because you get only one per game. You can get more if you win at the lottery or something, but it's really, really hard. But otherwise, the Dusk Ball is king. Because the way it works is that if you're in a cave or at night, it quadruples your chances of catching a Pokemon. And that means that if the Pokemon is in the red and asleep, anything with a catch rate of like 35, I think, or above is a guaranteed catch with one of these. And you can buy one for $1,000, which is cheaper than an Ultra Ball. So that's why I'm saying it's really the best all-around ball, because for how high-end it is, it's really cheap. And what that girl over there said about sending an item as a gift with a Pokemon, well, there's also a way to be naughty with that, and it's by sending, for example, a Hunter with an Everstone. Actually, I think there's an NPC that does something like that in one of the games. Anyway, the first floor of that building was all about trades to teach you the basics, like how Pokemon that have been traded gain experience 50% faster, but they also may disobey you if you don't have enough gym badges. And, for example, if you don't have any badges, or maybe just one badge depending on the games, it varies, only Pokemon up to level 10 will obey you. Then it increases to 30, 50, 70, and 100 with certain badges. That changed in Generation 5, though, because now every single badge increases the level at which traded Pokemon will obey you. It's, I think, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100. That's how I think it goes. And we're going to end things off for today by checking out what's in this Pokemart, see what's in store for us here. I hope there's something better than the freaking heal balls that they sold in Jubilife. I think it was in Jubilife at least. So let's take a look. Oh, we got net balls here, which are very good balls to use against bugs and waters. It triples the catch chance. Sadly, it doesn't work double against Surskit, but oh well. Not that Surskit is very hard to catch anyway. So see you soon!